Hello friends, today I'm going to show you how to create a simple servlet that will print a message, welcome to the world of servlet. So to run this servlet you need to install JDK, which encompasses Java compiler, that is Javac, to compile the servlet to the .class file, and Apache Tomcat server 7.0 to deploy your web application to the server. So where to download this Apache Tomcat server from, and how to install it and set its username and password, all these things are shown in my previous videos. You can check that video. So now we will create web application by using Notepad. At the beginning level, I do not recommend any IDE. It is better to use Notepad at the beginning. Once you are clear with your basic, you can use any IDE. So go to the C folder. I assume that you have installed JDK and Apache Tomcat server. In C, Apache Software Foundation, in Tomcat 7.0 there is a folder named web apps. In that folder create your web application folder. I'll name it as a first servlet. In that folder create another folder, name it as a web-inf. Create another folder, name it as a classes, which contains .class files. Create another folder, name it lib, which contains .jar files. Create a web.xml file, which is used for the servlet mapping. In classes folder, create another folder for your servlet, name it servlet class. It is good habit to create a separate package for the classes, so you can have multiple classes with same name but will be in a different packages. So we'll name this servlet as a welcome servlet. So you can see welcome servlet.java. We have put that servlet in a servlet class, servlet class package. So package name is a servlet class. Welcome servlet, which extends a class name http servlet, which has public doGet method and doPost method. Here we are going to use doGet, which is default method. If you do not mention any method by calling from HTML to this servlet, doGet method will be called. So it has a parameter http servlet request object http servlet response is object, which probably throws IO exception, so we need to throw IO exception and servlet exception also. So you can see this is the doGet method http servlet request and HTTP servlet response. These are the interfaces. So now we will import javax.servlet.http. This is a package. In that we have HTTP servlet abstract class. Import javax.servlet.http dot http servlet request. In same package we have response. So we also have to import java.io exception, which is in IO package, and IO exception extends exception class. So also have to import servlet exception, which is in a servlet, javax.servlet. Now this response is going to be HTML page. Set content type, so we have to set content type as a text and HTML. We'll create object of print writer is equals to response dot get writer. Println is a method which prints string and terminates the line, goes to the next line. So here in double quote we will write HTML tag. Head will give title as a welcome servlet. Close head. You can write this on same line, but it is good to write remaining part on the next line for better understanding. So we'll print message here, welcome to the world of servlet. Close body tag, closing double quote. So always write HTML tags in a double quote. So we are done with this one. Just left to import java.io.print writer. Yeah. Okay. Closing HTML tag. Now we'll go to web.inf, web.xml, web hyphen app tag, closing web hyphen app tag, servlet tag, closing servlet, servlet mapping tag, closing servlet mapping tag. servlet name tag, servlet name closing tag, servlet class, servlet class. Okay. Here again we have servlet name tag, closing servlet name tag, and beneath to that URL pattern, closing URL pattern tag. Okay, so this URL pattern we will put in the URL localhost colon 8080 and then your web application folder name and then this URL pattern, which will be matched to call your appropriate servlet.class. So I will name it my welcome servlet. So here you can name anything to the servlet name, my servlet. Copy this, paste here. Okay, so now we have to compile this welcome servlet.java now. So to compile this we need a jar file to compile this servlet, and that is a servlet-api.jar. You have to download this jar file and put it in this directory. In web app, your web application folder for servlet, in that web INF, and in lib directory you have to put this servlet-api.jar file. So now we will use the class package name here. We have to use the package name here dot your dot class file name. We are yet to compile this dot java, but name will be same, so welcome servlet. So here you can see servlet class is the package name which has a welcome servlet dot class. So now to get this welcome servlet dot class file we have to first compile that. To compile that, go to the command prompt, cd, now go to the your web applications web INF folder. In web INF folder you have to go to the classes folder. So let's go to that folder, tomcat, then web apps. In web apps we have our web application folder named first servlet. In that, go to the web INF folder. In web INF folder you have to go to the classes folder, press enter. So now we are at this location in tomcat 7 folder. In web apps, this is our first servlet web application folder. In that we have web INF folder. In web INF classes folder. So now we are in this folder. So to compile your servlet, write javac hash class path. Now you have to give the location of your this jar file, so instead of writing the whole location manually, we can just drag this on command prompt. It will get the location automatically. So put semicolon here. After dragging this, you have to put semicolon here, and after that we need to go to the this servlet class folder to compile this welcome servlet.java servlet. So to compile this servlet, will so you can see I just type servlet class, and in that we have this servlet. So we want to compile this one, so press enter. Yes, it is compiled. You can see dot class of your servlet is created. So now we are going to use this URL pattern to call this servlet, this my welcome servlet. So now start the Tomcat server. Okay, type localhost colon 8080. So here first servlet is uploaded, that is our web application. So to run this, localhost name of web application folder backslash name of application and your URL pattern which we have given here, that is my welcome servlet. Press enter. So here we have our first welcome to the world of servlet message. So now if you want to change the message here, welcome to the world of servlet, to welcome to the world, again I will have to compile this servlet as I have made some changes in it. So I'll show you how it gets created. I'll delete this dot class and we'll use same command and press enter. Here you can see dot class file is created with new changes. So now I will reload this page. It is not changing the message, it is doing the same message which was typed in the previous code. So to make it change, I need to stop the servlet, again start the servlet. Now if you reload this, change will get reflected. So if I again make change in that, welcome to the world of servlet, and again compile it and reload it, it is not going to change. So for that purpose, in my previous video I have shown you how to create username and password for manager GUI role. So here the uses of that login comes. So here you can reload that web application. So now we have reloaded that application, and now if you reload here, the changes gets reflected. You don't have to restart the Tomcat server each time for the changes to get reflected. So for that purpose, manager role is very important. So it is better to create username and password for Apache Tomcat, which is stored in a Apache Tomcat's configuration folder. Here I use this username and password to log in, and I have reloaded that first servlet web application. So changes got reflected immediately without restarting the Tomcat server. So here you can see, you can start the web application, stop the web application, and reload it and undeploy. But never click on this undeploy button. When you click on this undeploy button, then your application will be deleted. So if you want to see that, you can go to the Apache Tomcat's documentation. Here you can see Apache Tomcat. As I am using Apache Tomcat 7, so I'll click on the Apache Tomcat 7, and in that you have to go to the manager link. Click on that, just scroll down until and unless you see the red warning message which dictates undeploying an existing application. What it does: warning, this command will delete any web application artifacts that exist within the app base directory. So never click on this undeploy. So if you make any changes, you can click on this reload, so your changes will get reflected. If you make any changes in this web.xml, then you will have to restart your Tomcat server, because when you start Tomcat server, that time servlet context object is created for each web application, and the container, when you start the server, the job of the container is to load web application. So this is only one application I have put in web application folder. So the container uploads first servlet and web.xml file. So at the time of starting servlet, it uploads that web.xml file and web application. So if you make any changes in web.xml file, then that changes to get reflected, you have to restart the server. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe for more videos.